So today I thought I'd show you guys some of my old artwork. I thought it'd be fun to have a look back at all the stuff I used to make many years ago, all the way back from primary school, going through secondary school, college, etc. Some of the stuff I've forgotten I even did. I had a good laugh looking through it all. So I thought it'd be fun to show you guys. So yeah, I think let's just get stuck in. I've got the artwork on my screen over here, so I'll be looking in this direction, but I'll pop it on full screen for you guys to see. So this is the first drawing that I could find, and it's from my primary school sort of introductory booklet thing, and it says, can you draw a picture of yourself, filling in the whole page, which I didn't do. But yeah, there's me apparently. This one here is another booklet similar but for secondary school. So here I was 11 years old and I had to draw myself and my parents and then write little bits about them. And then they also got us to do a self-portrait, which actually for an 11-year-old, not bad at all. Okay, so this is Altair from Assassin's Creed. It's a video game that came out, let me fact check this. It came out in 2007. Big fan. I was a real big fan of Assassin's Creed. I did a few Assassin's Creed drawings in my time. This one's pretty good, to be fair. I think his head's too small for his body. The hands are not there because So this spread is something they made us do in GCSE art, I believe. So here I believe is my first attempt at gouache paint, which is the school painting here, and part of the mouse in the top left. I think that was a mixed media. And then we have oil pastel on the Royal Air Force badge. Not sure what that's about. And then some life drawing attempts as well. One's just an outline and one's got a bit of shading. Again, still got the issue with the HB pencil, but not too bad. Here's some more life drawing. They just made us get like bits and bobs from around the house and draw that. You can probably tell by now already that pencil drawing was my favourite thing to do. I think it was just like really accessible, and just because it's black and white, so it's kind of easier to grasp, especially at like 14 years old. This one kind of freaked me out when I found it because what's with the eyes? It just looks, it's really scary, but I kind of vividly remember this one being some weird like method they were trying to get us to do, and you can see there's like guidelines on the drawing, and yeah, I don't know what the deal is with the proportions, but yeah, I think that's meant to be me. This again I think is the weird method thing they were having us do, but for a cat face. It's meant to be one of those little wild cats that are like insanely cute and just look like kittens even though they're adults. Love them. I think the cat was done in some sort of like watercolour or something. I'm not entirely sure. And then yeah, a little cat and a swan. Here was my first big attempt at a charcoal drawing, and I used to think this is like the best thing I'd ever done. And it is pretty good. I think it was like year 8 or 9 when I did this, so I would have been 14, 15, I want to say. And then this is a life drawing sketch that I found that I thought was actually really good. It's not finished, but the shading on the apples is pretty good. I was quite impressed with that. And this really surprised me when I found it. I remember doing it now I've seen it. But it's like a sort of abstract mixed media piece that they got us to do. I think I must have been, again, like 14, 15 years old. And I believe it's gouache, pencil, cardboard, and then like some magazine clippings. And it's meant to be like a still life. It's like a section of a still life. So there's like a violin, and then I'm not sure what else is supposed to be there, like part of a table or something maybe. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know why I didn't pursue this more. I don't think I've done anything that abstract ever since. But I think it's pretty good, I quite like it. This is when I started getting really into doing portraiture. From here you see a lot more portraiture in my work. I think the idea behind this spread was that we had to find artists that we enjoyed and sort of try and do like master studies in a way, but the artists I picked were just like modern artists. So we had to like recreate that art and then use their techniques and stuff, what we'd learned from recreating that art, to make our own piece. And then in the top right, that's meant to be me. That's a little self-portrait in the style of the artist in the bottom left. Agnes Cecile, I think it might be. This is all stuff I've found pictures of on like my old DeviantArt and my old Facebook posts and things like that. So yeah, this is stuff I did in my free time. This isn't schoolwork now, and this is where I took a real interest into doing portraiture. And I did a lot of pencil portraiture, basically just of like people I was a fan of at the time. If I just like liked them, I'd just be like, okay, I'll just draw a picture of them, and that was it. And that was basically like my form of like at-home entertainment and practice in a way, which, you know, it really helped me strengthen my drawing abilities, which has led me to be able to do like pet portraits and things now, which thank you past me. But yeah, this is a drawing of Hayley Williams. I think it's one of my first portraits that I did, like just personal at home for fun portraits. And yeah, I used to, it's crazy, like looking back, I used to think this was like the best thing ever that I did. I was like so proud of it, which is good. Like obviously you want to be really proud of what you've made. But then like looking at it now, I'm like seeing so many things I would have done differently. But that's just what growth is, I suppose. There's some more portraiture. This one's unfinished. And then here I've done one using biro. I was just trying something new. I remember messing this up a bit and having to use like a white pen or like Tipp-Ex or something and like being really annoyed. Okay, this one is another Assassin's Creed. This is from Assassin's Creed Revelations, I think. And it was in 2012, so I was 18 here. And this was the first time I'd done a portrait drawing that had like a full background. And I remember it taking me ages to do, and I also tried to film it and put it on YouTube, and it was like one of the first ones I'd ever done that for, and I found it really difficult. The lighting was really bad as well, and the camera would cut off all the time because I just didn't really have like the equipment to do it properly. Also, I never did the guy's face in the background, I just put a smiley face on it. I don't know why. This was my first big piece. I remember I bought a massive cartridge paper pad from like the Range or something and was like, right, I'm going to do a huge drawing, and I was really into Lord of the Rings at the time, still am. And I love Legolas, he's one of my favourite characters, so I was like, okay, yeah, let's draw Legolas, and it took ages. And this was in 2011. So 17 I was, we've gone back in time a little bit here. But yeah, I love this. And also they hung this up in school and they had it in the corridor, and it was really weird going into my class and just like having Legolas's face just there. Very bizarre. Okay, this looks like an insane drawing, and it is huge. And not really something I would do in my personal time, but this was a final piece for my, I think it was GCSE, or no, it must have been A-level, so I was about 18, 19 here. Basically, for our art curriculum, we would have like the whole year sort of building up a body of work and like research and stuff, building it up to then do a final piece at the end, and it would sort of be like an exam. And we basically have to sit there for hours on end for a few days and do a final piece of work. And this was what mine was. And actually, like looking back at it now, the the flowers and the lace on the dress, great, love it. Here I decided to experiment with colour a bit, so it's just another one of my graphite drawings, but I just painted the whole back pink. To the right is Shell from Portal. I quite like this one because the photo reference, it was like quite blurred around her face, so like her ears and her neck and shoulder were really blurred, and I think I managed to get that to come across well. So yeah, not bad, not bad. This would have been 2012, I think, so 18 years old. Okay, so this part is where drawings get a little messier. I was at uni at this point, at 19 years old, and I just had a lot on at uni. I did games art and design, so I had a lot of more digital type stuff going on. So my traditional drawings are more like sketchy and just stuff I did like in my free time. I used to do digital art a fair bit, especially around uni because they sort of made us, and then a little bit after, but I sort of didn't really get far with it. Like the stuff I made I'd sort of be happy with, but then it just didn't really feel like the sort of stuff I wanted to make, if that makes sense. So I've strayed away from that in the past few years. For one of our tasks at uni, they got some developers in from Starbound, and they wanted us to make our own character on the game and then do some like character art of it, sort of like promo character art. This is what I did. I made like a little flower lady. This is a self-portrait of me and my cat. I remember I made it like really small. I did it on Photoshop with a Wacom tablet, and for some reason the resolution is tiny. I'm not sure what happened there. This one I actually really like. This again was for uni. This is in 2015, so I was 21, and we basically just got a prompt insect and just had to come up with just a piece of art based on that prompt. So I did a daddy long legs going to work. And yeah, it's just quite fun. I really enjoyed doing this actually, and I think it looks pretty good. It still holds up. Okay, this is when my obsession with Fallout 4 was full force. 2015 again, still at uni. I was not doing my uni work. Instead I was playing Fallout 4 and obsessing over every detail of it. So I just had to sort of get that out somehow, and did a digital painting of Piper, who's one of the companions that you get in the game. And I believe I did this on Photoshop, and it's pretty good. It gave me practice doing skin tones, and I think it turned out pretty nice. And then here I have a fan art of Hancock, which is another character in Fallout 4, one of my favourites. Actually, probably my all-time favourite companion. This is my final piece at uni. This is what was displayed like in the final show at the end, and it's similar to the GCSE art stuff. We spent the whole year sort of building up a body of work and doing research and like iterations of designs and stuff to then come to a final piece at the end, and this is mine. And here, this was post-uni I believe. I did a digital self-portrait of myself, back in black and white, because I think I just wanted a bit of a break. I think I was a bit burnt out after the big final project from uni. And then this is my fan art of Sherlock. I sort of did a high contrast effect on this, where his coat and his hair is just a flat black value, and then everything else is like properly shaded. Okay, then we jump forward a few years. So this is now 2019, when I was 25 years old. I remember I did have a bit of a break from art. I was just feeling like uninspired and like I didn't really want to do anything. And then I got back into it by following some watercolour tutorials, and this is one of the end products of one of them. And then here, this was when the Bob Ross craze was happening. I mean, it probably still is, like, he is timeless. But everyone was doing Bob Ross tutorials, and this is my version of one. So this was the first time I'd done oil painting properly, and I really enjoyed it, and I think that's what inspired me to go into oil painting later down the line as well. And then here, this is a watercolour of a horse. He was a rescue horse at Bransby Horses, which is an organisation that takes in like retired and neglected horses and looks after them. And yeah, this was done in watercolour, and really like how it turned out. I think it looks great. Okay, so this is one of my earlier pet portraits. I can't remember which one specifically was the first one that I did, but this was one of the early ones for sure. So people started asking if I would do drawings of their pets, and I said yes, because I love drawing animals. And this is sort of what started it off, really. I've done quite a lot of pet portraits since, and yeah, people seem to like them, so this was in 2020, so I was 26 at the time. Okay, this is another pet portrait. This one was a challenge, I remember, because it's black cat, so it was a lot of pencils used on this one. I think I went through at least 2 pencils doing this, but I think it turned out really good. I really like the contrast, because I use like a really smooth Bristol board paper that's really bright white, and then like an 8B pencil that's really, really dark, so you get a lot of really good contrast and just makes it stand out a bit more. And yeah, I thought, you know, it's pretty cool. And here, this is where like my oil painting stuff really started. I was thinking about this the other day. One day I just decided I'm just going to do an oil painting for Mac Miller because my boyfriend's birthday was coming up and I knew who really liked him, was a fan. So I was like, oh, I'll do him an oil painting. But then looking back, it's like I'd not done an oil painting of a person before. I haven't done oil painting since the Bob Ross painting, so where did it come from? I just sat and I just did it, and I did learn a lot from doing that painting, and it also like gave me the confidence to carry on and make more of them in the future, which I did. And yeah, here's one of my other oil paintings. This one's of Doja Cat. I still have the original of this one actually. This was the biggest one I did. I think it was like 70 by 40 centimeters or something like that. And this is a black and white one, which was actually quite challenging, more challenging than I thought it would be. And then here's a Nicki Minaj oil painting. This one I tried doing a acrylic pour first because I wanted something interesting for the background, and that turned out pretty fun actually. Like I quite enjoyed doing that, although it did leave like a weird texture on the canvas. And then here's some more oil paintings. This one's a Childish Gambino one. This was another big one that I did, and it actually got sold, which was really exciting. Then there's another pet portrait that I did in colour pencil. I think this was my first colour pencil one. So that was like kind of scary because I was like, I hope this is going to look good because like someone's actually paying me for this. But it turned out, yeah, it turned out good. So that's all the work I have to show you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all my artwork through the years and seeing my journey to where I am now. Hope it was inspiring. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe, like if you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.